Your goddess has no dominion here.
Loak and Nedium's spirit glide through Pandora's skies in a rare moment of peace. After landing their Ikran, the brothers confront Nedium's death. It's revealed he was killed by RDA soldiers during the mission to rescue Spider. Loak blames himself, believing Nedium would still be alive if he hadn't insisted on saving Spider, but Nedium urges him to let go of the guilt and keep living. When Loak wakes, he returns to his routine. The Sully family now lives with the Metkayina clan after defeating the RDA in the sea battle. Spider is back with them too after secretly saving Miles' life. Days pass as Loak and the others bond with Payakan. They hate seeing him still exiled, despite all he did in the fight against the RDA. Later, Jake recovers a rifle and ammo from a wrecked RDA ship. The weapon still works. Jake suggests Tonawari use firearms, arguing they're more effective than Na'vi weapons, but Tonawari refuses, choosing to honor Na'vi traditions with bows. During a quiet moment, Jake speaks with Neytiri. The family is still grieving Netium's death. That night, Spider struggles to breathe as his mask runs out of oxygen. Luckily, Jake's family still has a spare oxygen mask for Spider, saving him just in time. The next day, Jake and Neytiri speak in front of their children. They decide to return Spider to the RDA facility on Pandora, so he can live like a normal human without relying on a mask. The kids object as they already see Spider as family and don't want to lose him. As time passes, they escort Spider using a Wind Traders caravan. The Wind Traders are a nomadic Na'vi group that travels using flying creatures. Jake promises to protect them from any danger during the journey, but mid-flight, they're suddenly attacked by a Na'vi clan called the Mangquan. A brutal aerial battle breaks out between the Wind Traders and the Mangquan. Jake's family fights hard to defend them. The Mangquan specialize in aerial combat and fight with extreme tactics. At one point, their leader Varang launches a massive fire attack using her warriors. She then strikes Neytiri's vital point with an arrow. Severely wounded, Neytiri falls unconscious. Over time, the Mangquan overpower the Wind Traders with relentless, brutal assaults. Meanwhile, Jake is separated from Neytiri and his children. In the chaos, Loak escapes with Spider, Kiri, and Tuk, but their mounts are struck by arrows and crash into the forest. But he can't contact Jake, his communicator is gone. Now Loak's group must find a new oxygen mask for Spider before it runs out. They head toward the Wind Traders caravan, believing it holds spare masks. Along the way, Loak witnesses how Varang brutally kills a Na'vi. Varang first disables her victim using a Na'vi neural bond, leaving them helpless before the kill. But one of Varang's soldiers spots them and gives chase, forcing Loak and the others to flee into the forest. After stumbling, Loak instinctively shoots two of their pursuers. Varang soon finds her fallen soldiers and becomes intrigued by the bullets that killed them, as Loak and the others escape deeper into the jungle, with Varang tracking their trail close behind. At the same time, Jake, searching for his children, is captured by Quaritch's team. Quaritch reminds him the mission to capture him is still active. In the end, Jake and Quaritch set aside their conflict to find the children. Meanwhile, Spider collapses as his oxygen mask runs out. Kiri uses her deep connection with Eywa to try to save him.
This mask, take it off.
Afterward, Kiri senses that Spider has stopped breathing, but seconds later, he comes back to life. Miraculously, he can now breathe Pandora's air without a mask. Thanks to Kiri, Spider becomes the first human able to survive naturally on Pandora. As Loak's group celebrates, Varang's forces suddenly capture them. Moments later, Varang prepares to execute Tuk when Loak refuses to teach her how to use a rifle. Seconds before it happens, Jake arrives and stops the execution. With Quaritch's attack, Jake's group briefly gains the upper hand, but Varang turns the tide by immobilizing Quaritch with a neural bond. Refusing to die, Quaritch finally agrees to teach her how to use the rifle. Afterward, Varang's clan begins a ritual following the capture of Jake's group. In the chaos, Kiri quietly reaches out to Eywa through her unique connection. Kiri controls dangerous plants to silently take out several of Varang's guards. In the end, Jake's group escapes without Varang noticing. The Ikran rushes to Neytiri's side, nudging her until she regains consciousness. With an arrow still lodged in her chest, Neytiri struggles onto the Ikran, fighting through the pain. Together they take flight toward the Omaticaya clan's stronghold. One of Varang's soldiers finds his comrade killed by a spiked plant and quickly reports it to Varang. Realizing Jake's group has escaped, they immediately give chase. Once they reach safety, Jake and Quaritch agree not to fight, both too exhausted. Meanwhile, Neytiri returns on her Ikran to the Omaticaya clan, her true home. She receives medical care from former RDA scientists, now allied with Jake. The next day, the Omaticaya locate Jake's group. During the evacuation, Quaritch secretly slips away, likely burdened by guilt. He heads back to the RDA base, the human colony stronghold. Speaking with General Ardmore, he reports Spider's unique ability to breathe Pandora's air unaided. This power is seen as a major breakthrough for human colonization. With Ardmore's approval, Quaritch is assigned to capture Spider so the RDA can replicate his ability. Meanwhile, Norm explains Spider's condition to Jake. Spider's respiratory system has changed, allowing him to survive without an oxygen mask. Elsewhere, Kiri tries to connect with Eywa again, but the attempt fails, triggering a violent seizure. The next day, Jake's family uncovers the truth about Kiri's birth. Grace gave birth to Kiri without fertilization, meaning Kiri has no biological father. Her birth is identified as parthenogenesis, a rare phenomenon seen in insects, reptiles, and even sharks. Norm reminds them that Grace was already pregnant with Kiri while in her avatar body. In fact, Kiri's DNA is identical to Grace's avatar. Because of this, Kiri is considered a clone of Grace's avatar. Meanwhile, the RDA continues hunting Tulkun. Their goal is to extract Amrita, using the Tulkun brain fluid to fund their colony expansion. Time passes, and Jake's family returns to the Metkayina village. One night, they attend a council led by Tonawari. The meeting is held to judge Payakan. In the end, Payakan is sentenced to lifelong exile for killing again during his banishment. His actions violate the Tulkun's strict anti-killing code. Soon after, Loak protests the ruling. He argues Payakan killed to protect his kind and the Na'vi from humans. But his protest changes nothing. Later, Jake lashes out at Loak for constantly causing trouble. As Loak pushes back, Jake loses control and blames him for Nedium's death. Though he denies it, deep down Loak believes it's true. Back home, Jake and Neytiri argue over Loak. Jake refuses to face him, out of words and patience for his son. As the argument continues, Jake learns that part of Neytiri feels ashamed of having a human-born family. In the end, Jake insists they must stay united to survive the pressure. At the same time, Loak nearly takes his own life with a rifle, overwhelmed by guilt over Netium's death. But he stops just before Kiri arrives with Cyrea. After that, Loak grows closer to Cyrea. The next day, Spider begins learning to ride an elu. Now, Spider has developed a neural queue like Pandora's natives, allowing him to bond with the creature. This change appeared after he gained the ability to breathe without oxygen. Elsewhere, Quaritch and his forces burn a Na'vi village when the locals refuse to reveal Spider's location. Desperate, Quaritch forms a new plan. He surrenders himself to the Mangquan settlement. He's granted a private audience with Varang after offering a rifle as a gift. Before speaking, Varang gives him a truth-inducing potion. As it takes effect, his vision distorts, though he remains conscious. He openly admits he needs Varang's help to track Spider and Jake. Before responding, Varang shares her clan's past. Long ago, the Mangquan lost their home and starved after fires from the mountains destroyed everything. Since then, they've hated Eywa, believing she abandoned them in their darkest moment. The Mangquan turned to fire as their way of life, with Varang worshipping it above all. After hearing her story, Quaritch understands her obsession with destruction and burning. Varang agrees to help track Spider and Jake after Quaritch promises RDA weapons in return. Soon, the weapons arrive at the Mangquan settlement. Varang is thrilled as she tests a flamethrower. From that moment, she forms a strong bond with Quaritch. Days pass until Spider shares a quiet romantic moment with Kiri. Moments later, Quaritch captures Spider with help from Varang's forces. On Quaritch's orders, RDA pilots begin burning the Metkayina village to draw Jake out. Not long after, Jake appears as the clan prepares to fight back. Jake surrenders himself so Quaritch will spare his family and the Metkayina. Quaritch then takes Jake and Spider to the human colony. With Jake captured, Ardmore can continue building the colony without interference. Jake has long been seen as a major threat to her mission. At the colony, Spider is forced into procedures so RDA scientists can replicate his ability. During a quiet moment, Quaritch visits him. As they talk, Quaritch shows pride in Spider's strength and courage. He says those traits come from Spider's mother, who died in battle. Quaritch gives him his RDA dog tags, showing he still cares. Meanwhile, Loak sets out to find Payakan using Cyrea's guidance. On the way, he survives a deadly sea predator, thanks to a Tulkun, Cyrea's sister. Cyrea and the others secretly follow Loak to keep him safe.
Loak!
Soon, Loak finds Payakan grieving. His family was slaughtered by the RDA. Not long after, Tanakh, the last of Payakan's kin, arrives. He has lost his sight due to an RDA attack. Meanwhile, Spider escapes using Quaritch's dog tags. Elsewhere, Neytiri kills one of Varang's warriors and takes an access device to the colony. She infiltrates the base disguised as one of Varang's soldiers. At the same time, Quaritch shares a quiet moment with Varang, while Spider poses as a worker. As time passes, Neytiri successfully deceives the RDA guards. At the peak of it, she corners Varang alone. Neytiri interrogates her for Jake's location, threatening to kill her. But when Quaritch discovers her, Neytiri is forced to flee on her Ikran. Soon after, she finds Jake imprisoned inside a container. Unable to free him, she has no choice but to escape. As Varang hunts Neytiri, an RDA scientist named Ian hijacks heavy machinery to free Jake. Shielding him from gunfire, Ian uses the machine to block incoming attacks. After abandoning it, Ian escapes with Jake. Once they can talk, Ian reveals the RDA is preparing a massive Tulkun slaughter. Because he opposes the mission, Ian defects and chooses to help Jake. Knowing Jake's skill, he believes Jake can stop the Tulkun slaughter. Soon after, Spider helps Jake escape. In that moment, the soldiers hesitate, unwilling to risk Spider's life. Now, Spider is a protected RDA asset because of his unique ability. In the end, Jake, Spider, and Neytiri escape together. Once safe, Jake quietly speaks to Neytiri out of Spider's earshot. Agreeing with her, Jake believes Spider must be killed. He fears Spider's power could help the RDA conquer Pandora and wipe out the Na'vi and Tulkun, but Neytiri refuses. Spider saved Jake's life. Still determined, Jake lures Spider to a secluded place, searching for a chance to kill him. As he's about to slit Spider's throat, Jake realizes his mistake. He stops, apologizes, and lets Spider live, accepting him as his son. Meanwhile, Ardmore sees that Quaritch and Jake's feud is harming the RDA's mission. As a result, she removes Quaritch to stabilize operations. As time passes, Jake rides again on Toruk, reclaiming his title as Toruk Makto. This moment proves he's ready to take lives to stop the Tulkun slaughter. Through his influence, Jake unites many Na'vi clans to fight beside him. As a reminder, Toruk Makto is a legendary warrior honored by all clans. With Tonawari translating, Jake speaks to the Tulkun leaders. He urges them to join the fight against the RDA to avoid extinction. The Tulkun leader refuses, rejecting Jake's willingness to kill to win. Soon after, Loak arrives with Payakan and Tanakh. Speaking to the leader, Loak shares the lesson behind Tanakh's survival. Sometimes the Tulkun must break their no-killing code to survive. He explains Tanakh lived because he chose to fight back against the RDA. Moved by this, the Tulkun leader agrees to consider joining Jake. As battle preparations begin, Jake assigns Loak to guard a key position. Meanwhile, Ardmore deploys her fleet to begin the mass Tulkun slaughter. As the war erupts, Toruk Makto's forces strike from air and sea. Even the Tulkun leader joins the fight, proving their alliance with Jake. But as Jake's forces gain ground, Quaritch arrives with Varang and her army. Armed with RDA rocket launchers, Varang's forces quickly turn the tide. Seeing this, Kiri leaves her post and dives into the ocean. She connects with the surrounding flora to reach Eywa. Kiri begs Eywa to act and save the Na'vi and the Tulkun. Soon after, Spider and Tuk join the connection to help her. but the link is severed when the connecting flora is destroyed by RDA fire. The backlash knocks Kiri, Spider, and Tuk unconscious. When they regain consciousness, a swarm of sea predators suddenly appears. At Kiri's command, the creatures attack the RDA crew preparing to launch torpedoes at the Tulkun. The assault stops the torpedo strike. This marks Eywa answering Kiri's plea to save the Tulkun. As the battle intensifies, Jake and Neytiri fall into the ocean after their mounts are hit. Moments later, Neytiri helps Ronal, who is badly wounded through childbirth. Ronal delivers a baby girl named April. She dies soon after, asking Neytiri to protect her child. Elsewhere, Jake reunites with Loak. Now Jake is proud. Loak convinced the Tulkun to fight alongside Toruk Makto. Soon after, Jake sees Neytiri and Tuk held hostage by Quaritch. Recovering from his wounds, Jake teams up with Loak to save them. During the rescue, Neytiri and Tuk briefly escape thanks to Loak's attack, but they are captured again by Varang.
Come on, Tuk.
Moments later, Kiri seizes a chance to connect with Varang. Terrified, Varang flees after realizing Kiri can control her through the neural bond. Meanwhile, the Great Leonopteryx rises again and attacks the RDA fleet. Its return becomes the turning point for Toruk Makto's forces. Soon after, the RDA fleet is struck by a natural disaster, believed to be Eywa's wrath. Gradually, the disaster destroys multiple RDA ships, triggering massive fires. Amid the chaos, Jake fights desperately to save Spider from Quaritch. Their brutal duel puts Spider in mortal danger as he nearly falls from a great height. With no choice, Jake and Quaritch work together to save him. Once Spider is safe, Quaritch considers making peace. Moments later, Neytiri arrives, ready to kill him, believing he'll finish Jake. Refusing to escalate things, Quaritch leaps into the blazing inferno, seemingly accepting death. As time passes, peace returns for the Na'vi and Tulkun after the RDA fleet is defeated. Soon after, Spider uses his neural bond to enter the spirit world and connect with Eywa. There, the living Na'vi meet those who have passed on. In the end, Spider is fully accepted as one of the Na'vi because he has always chosen Pandora. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more stories like this. Thanks for watching.